Welcome to the Winning Edge Investments Podcast. Winning Edge Investments provides industry-leading horse racing and sports betting tips, ratings and education, enabling you to invest intelligently and treat your betting like a business. Go to www.winningedgeinvestments.com to learn more about how you can start to supercharge your betting bank immediately. Treat your betting like a business and invest intelligently with Winning Edge Investments.
Today on the Winning Edge podcast, we're joined by Gold Coast trainer Adam Campton. G'day, Adam. How are you?
Good, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me on.
No worries, mate. Pleasure to chat to you. Tell us about how you got into racing, mate. I know you've just taken out your licence at the Gold Coast, but how did it all begin for you?
Obviously come from a big family racing background. Dad was a jockey and trainer. Grandfather was a jockey and trainer. Stepbrother was a jockey. Uncle was a trainer and jockey as well. So definitely been in the blood for a number of years. As I've said a number of times, it actually wasn't something that I was really in love with as a younger person. I think it was just sort of that cheeky, bratty sort of kid wanted to do something different to what everyone else was doing, and everyone was just talking about racing in my life. So I sort of wanted to play football and realised I wasn't much good and I was too small. And then I played cricket and realised I was probably too small for that. And then, I sort of, it wasn't until sort of about 10 or 11 it really hit me. Corey Brown was obviously an apprentice to my dad, and I used to always go to the races with him. I was interested, but I just loved Corey as a person, so I was always around him. And I think he played a big part in just always being around him, going to the races. And it definitely took over once, the bug just got me. And I remember walking to school, putting my best bets on my dad's accounts over at the news agencies. That's all I wanted to read, and even the form guide in the paper. And it definitely hit me when it did. And obviously my grandfather played a big role in my life. And pretty much the rest is history. Ever since I was 9, 10, 11 years of age, I haven't stopped watching horse races.
Tell us about your grandfather and your father. Your grandfather rode the Caulfield-Melbourne Cup double. That would have been pretty special.
Yeah, Pop Les Coles. He was he's my idol. He's a man that I still look up to so much. He passed away not long ago. He's someone who came to live with me later on in life, and I was sort of at that age going out all the time and having fun, working at a pub. I was living a good life, and he taught me a lot of things, and it was something I really, really cherish in my life, having him living with me for those number of years and going through that age and just, mentoring, maturing you a lot. He was a special man. He didn't say too much, but he was sort of one of those guys, when he did say something, you'd listen. He taught me plenty about racing. He taught me to believe in myself and, go and chase something that you want to do. And he was just an all-round good human. My mum and him were very close, and he just, it was when I sort of wanted an idea of training, he just said, have a crack. You realise if you're no good, you're no good. Give it away. If you're good, keep doing it. So it's something that I've always, tried to back myself and believe in yourself. And if you don't do that, I personally believe you don't succeed in life. So he played a massive part of that in my life. And my dad was the same. He was a successful jockey. He was an okay trainer. He had some good horses, but he'll tell you he was a good trainer, but he wasn't that good. He gave it away. Ended up starting a landscaping business sort of when I was a bit older and going through school. So he knew that I was sort of falling in love with racing as well, and he just said, chase your dream. If it is what you want to do, it's what you want to do. And I was lucky. I come from a good family. They were very supportive of everything I did, and they still are to this day. Dad speaks to me all the time and pushes me, and some of those when it's a bit tough, he just says, get on with it and keep going and it'll work out. So I'm lucky I had those two in my life, and that's the reason why I am where I am today.
It sounds like you've got bits of advice and support from all angles. Your uncles, Gerald Ryan, and cousin Blake's a new trainer as well. Yep,
Uncle Gerald's been a huge help to me. Even when I was in Hong Kong, Gerald would be one of the trainers I speak to the most out of anyone. I ring him and ask questions, stupid questions, any questions. He's just one of those guys that he's a wealth of knowledge, and so is Blakey. Blakey and me have been so close for many years. Of course, we're cousins, but we're actually like brothers. We don't argue. We both, we back each other, and we're happy to see each other succeed. And that's why, I speak to him, every couple of days. And I think in training, you need those sort of people around you. And I really do believe, Gerald is, he's just a phone call away. Same with Blake. And I'm very lucky also, Johnny Wallace has been great to me up here. He's been huge help. I was put onto him through Zac, and he was obviously apprenticed to him. And those old heads are people that I love listening to. I reckon there is a few young trainers out there these days that probably think, we know this and know that, but, they've been for the game for so many years, and I think if you don't listen to those older sort of heads, you won't succeed.
Is there one piece of advice which sticks out the most, or is it all sort of morphed into one big bit of advice?
No, every sort of trainer, older person, wiser head you ask, it's back yourself. You're going to make mistakes. You make mistakes. You learn from mistakes. And also, worry about your own horses. Don't worry about anyone else. And that's something, racing can be a bit of a gossip lifestyle sometimes. You don't even meet someone and they've already got a bad word about them. I think it's one of those things. You worry about your own life and worry about your own backyard. I think you'll succeed in life. And, a couple of older trainers up here, I had a chat with them the other day and they just said, don't worry about it. Just keep kicking on. And when people are talking about it, it's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. You've been in the job for a couple of months now. How are you finding it, mate? Is it enjoyable, challenging?
All of the above. Definitely challenging, but I absolutely love it. I love getting up early now, and I was never really an early riser, but now I just, I'm excited to get up. I'm very, very lucky. Taylor, my partner, is a massive help. I'll happily say I wouldn't be here where I am without her. She gets up every morning. She's straight out there. She feeds them. She's a rock to me, and that's a massive part of our business, and that's what keeps me going as well. You need that team. Lucky I've got Troy and Renita as well, who have come back from Hong Kong. They've been a massive help to us, and we work together. There's obviously challenging times. There's times where I think I want to do something, and then they want to do something. So just don't argue and take each other's advice and try and pick which one's the best thing. But we're all still learning, and I think in this game you never stop learning. It's a tough game. It's a tough industry, but I'm very happy with where we're at the moment. Our horses are, going well, and we haven't had a runner yet, but they're healthy, they're happy. It's a good environment where we are, and things are ticking along well at the moment.
Is that the hardest part of being a young trainer, the business side of it?
Definitely, for sure. A lot of people do say these days, a lot of the old trainers, it's not about being a horseman anymore. It's a business, and I totally understand that. But you've also got to know your horses, and that's sort of where I feel like we can offer something different. My partner Taylor, she does all the accounts, she does everything. She's really good at that, and I let her just do that. I worry about what I need to do, and that's talk to owners, keep them updated, speak to owners overseas. Worry about the horses, make sure they're fine, talk with all the vets and get those sort of things sorted. And then you've got Troy and Renita, who also do so much for us as well through all different aspects. It is a business, and some people say to me, do you want to have make checkbooks, or do you want to be in the record books? It's one of those things, and you want to be both. You want to make money, and I went through, obviously, my dad sometimes struggling really hard as a trainer, and I don't want that. I know I'll be open about it. I want to work hard, and I want my business to succeed. I want to set my kids up later on in life, and that's sort of, sometimes training can be really, really tough. Some people just don't pay their bills, and it is hard. So you just got to get through that. Fast horses obviously pay the bills and do that, but there's other ways in the business that you got to make sure that things are ticking over. And as I've said, without Taylor, my business side of it wouldn't be running as smoothly.
Yep. And you've had a bit of experience across some broad subsectors in the industry, like you've worked for a bookie, you've worked in Hong Kong. Does that hold you in good stead to be a trainer?
I definitely think it does. It offers a lot of different aspects of the business, and I've had a few new owners actually like that. I never met them, and they just rang up and said, your story seems pretty interesting, and I was always loved the form. I thought I knew the form before I went and worked for a booking. I got taught so much from Mark Morrissey. Colin Tidy was sort of stepping out of the business when I first sort of started, and had a tiny little bit to do with him. But Mark taught me a lot. Phil Moyes was a great boss who taught me a lot as well. So it just taught me to use your head a bit more. Why do these smart punters see this? Why do these trainers put these horses in these kind of races? And I believe, you've got to place your horses right. You've got to try and get as much wins out of them as possible. That's, you can keep your owners happy. They're paying the bills. So it taught me a lot being a bookmaker, and it also made me respect a lot of things in life. And then moving to Hong Kong was probably the best thing I've done in my life. It was a massive step for us. Taylor and I were fresh in our relationship, and I was still definitely wet between the ears and thought I'd go over there and just, do it easy. But it's tough. It's a tough environment, and without, close friends over there, it's a tough place. You're away from your family, especially with COVID. It was, we didn't see our family for a couple of years, so you need the people around you. And the jockey club were really good to me, and I learnt so much. Of course, like watching trainers like John Size and Casper Founds, Francis Lloyd, those sort of blokes there, Tony Cruz, they're incredible trainers, they're incredible horsemen, and I think I will adopt a lot of their training ways because I did learn a lot from them. But then I've got to come back to Australia and change a lot of things as well because it's a different environment. But Hong Kong will always hold a very special place in my heart. I've been very open about it. I want to come home, I want to succeed, and I'd love to get back there one day and hopefully train a few winners over there. It'd mean a lot to me. But I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity I was given from BetChoice/Unibet and the Jockey Club.
What's the main thing which people in Australia don't really understand is so different in Hong Kong?
A lot of it's ratings. A lot of it's ratings. It's a very, very tough environment for humans and horses. Especially on the horses, it's tough. It's hot there, mate. You've got to remember they don't have paddocks. Like obviously Chung Fa's been built recently, which has helped a lot. But these horses are going all year round. They get put in a box, and sort of that's their spelling. So it is very tough, and they just continue to go around. So a lot of these trainers are, they're dealing with horses that have a few issues, and they've got to keep them ticking over. So it makes them good trainers. You've got to learn how to sort of keep them going as much as possible. It's a glitz and glamour lifestyle that people see, of course, from over here, but they're hard-working people. The local people, they're tough people and they're good people, and they work bloody hard to get to where they want to be. And it's a massive organisation, the Jockey Club. It's absolutely enormous, and they do a good job. They look after their owners. They've got incredible racing. They've got incredible staff, and they've got some of the best jockeys and trainers in the world. So it definitely does help.
What's the best horse you've seen over there?
Golden 60 and Athero. I've been pretty open on how much I loved Athero. He was just a horse that I remember seeing at the trials. I was like, holy hell, what is this horse? And it was a tragedy what happened to him, because I honestly believe he could have been a horse that would blow him away in like a Everest now these days. And he just had such a beautiful stride and aura about him. Walked past his big, strong, chestnut-looking horse. And of course, seeing Beauty Generation, he was a freak as well on his day. Just the way he went forward and he broke their hearts. But I just, this Golden 60, I honestly believe he is sensational. His turn of foot is like no other. I don't think of course, Winx is probably my favourite horse I've ever seen, but I've never seen a horse have this electric turn of foot that he has. He can go from 0 to 100 in like click of a finger. So I was just actually talking with Vinny Ho, his pilot, and he reckons he's got better. So Francis obviously deserves a massive pat on the back for the way he's looked after this horse. Vinny just rides him with so much confidence. Sometimes you think, what the hell are you doing? But he just knows what's underneath him, and he's got that mungle about him. He knows he's a good horse.
Yep. So anything in your barn which is heading towards that trajectory of talent, or?
Got a couple of 2-year-olds. Hopefully they're half as good as him. No, we've got a couple of nice horses. We jumped out a couple the other day, and we're really happy with where they're at. And with our first starter that... I sort of wanted to have a first starter a bit earlier than this, but I sort of, a few people spoke to me and said, it's not a, big thing. You just make sure your horse gets there sound, fit and ready to go. And I probably had to think about it and thought, there's no point getting a horse rock hard fit just because to get your name out there and make yourself look better, just as long as the horse gets back, runs on nicely, or, goes forward and sticks on well and runs a good race. So, you got a nice young horse going to the race in a couple of weeks. He'll have a trial Monday week, and I think where he's at the moment, both our riders who ride him each morning say he's going really well and happy with where he's at. So hopefully he can run an encouraging race on debut for us.
What's his name?
His name's Lord Markle. He comes from Melbourne. Kevin, who's his owner, and a couple of the other lads, they've been really good to me. They've supported me and gave me a chance with a couple of horses, and I'm really, really grateful. And I think Lordy, he's got a few quirks. He can be happy sometimes, he can be grumpy the next day, but he's a lovely horse, and I think he's enjoying the Gold Coast lifestyle.
Have you bought a mix of young horses and tried horses?
Yep, I have bought a couple of recent tried horses recently, a couple online, been given a few, and also bought a few young horses when I sort of knew I was going to come back home and start training. They're all different shapes and sizes. They've all got the different quirks. We've been very lucky, actually. We've got a couple of colts that can be dickheads at times, but we're very lucky. The horses seem pretty happy with where they're at, and they're pretty good to handle and stuff at the moment. They're working well at the track. They're sound and happy, which is the main thing in our business. If the horses are happy and sound, we're happy. So they're doing well. We've got a nice Spieth colt coming through, a better than ready colt. We've got a Cebu colt. We've got a mixture of, here, there and everything. We've got a nice Mickey Isle colt coming through as well. So they come in all different shapes and sizes and all different breeding. So, I'm happy with where everything's at.
Did you look for a particular type of horse at the sales, or?
Sometimes. I always, even doing the form and everything, I've always just been someone that trusts my own eye, and to my partner Taylor as well, she's come from a racing background, equestrian background, so she's got a good eye as well, and she sees things that I don't see, or I see things that she don't see, so I think it's a good mix. We go through the catalogues and, something sticks out. We don't normally necessarily just want to go for young horses that are going to get up and run. We're happy to take time, and it's probably something I want to be, as a trainer, I don't want to ever push my horse. I want to take my time and get their peak out of them. It's something my pop always used to say is, you be good to the horse, he'll be good to you and look after you in the long run. So if they're going to take time, some of those older, more seasoned, like sort of size that are going to take a bit more time, we're happy with them. But if we're going to, get some nice young 2-year-olds, we're also going to get them up early. So got a couple of Hong Kong horses which are old and can be a bit cranky, but they're enjoying it being back here too. It gives them that new lease of life. So we're definitely learning plenty about each horse, but no, to answer your question, no, we just sort of buy what we think we can afford and what our owners want to afford, and then at the end of the day, if the owner wants to buy it, then you just go with them.
How many have you got in the barn?
There's 13 in work at the moment, and we've got about 13, 14 sitting out at the farm, and I've just got another couple given to me over the last couple of days from a couple of owners back from Hong Kong, so we've definitely got enough on our hands at the moment. The four of us are working pretty hard. We've just got another young lad who we just hired as well. He's heaping out with the boxes. He's a good young fella. So everyone's working hard, and if you're not working hard in this business, I don't think you'll be getting anywhere.
Is it hard to find staff in this industry? I know there's always talk of skills shortages, but is it the same on the Gold Coast? Yeah, definitely, mate. It's probably something I underestimated. Coming back home, I'm very lucky and grateful that I do have people like Troy and Renita who, they have a good head on their shoulders. They're, very professional. They've been around the game for a long time, so they're here every day, and they're a massive help to our business. And that's what you need, is good staff. And I have spoken to a few trainers around here, and they do say that the staff can be a big issue. So I haven't had that issue yet. We're very happy with who we've got, and also the young fella we've got recently. Everyone chips their weight, and I also think you just got to look after them, and hopefully they'll look after you. So do you get up at 3 a.m. starts, or do you sort of try and make it a bit later? Not at the moment. We're only getting up around quarter past 4. We don't really need to get up that early yet. Obviously, when the team gets a bit bigger, we will be. But the early risers. Sort of last night I was watching the Hong Kong races and doing a bit for over there. So this morning was a bit tough to get up. Yep. So what's the plans for the stable? Are you trying to slow build up, or you got a number you're aiming for, or? Not really. Not really a number on it at the moment. We've got boxes here, and in time we will fill them. I had a good chat with Nick Ryan when I first started training, and a few other trainers, and they just said, take it easy at the start, keep it simple, and you'll build your way up from there. But I sort of don't want to be known as a trainer that has such a big number and you can't really keep like a hold on everything. You want to sort of see everything and see what's going on, and that's it'd be so tough having so many horses, and that's where I think Chris Waller's an absolute freak at what he does, because every horse he just knows everything about him, and he has great staff behind him. And people who say you want to be the biggest or you want to be the best, of course you want to be the best. So I think with a smaller number you can do that, and you can definitely keep a hold on what you can control, and I'm happy with the number we've sort of got at the moment, but we're definitely looking to build, and we will do that when we think is the right time.
And there's big plans for development at the track there on the Gold Coast. Was that one of the main draw cards for moving to that location? Or
Definitely right. I'm a Sydney boy. Always wanted to train in Sydney, maybe Melbourne or something like that. We had our sights set on, but had a few meetings here, there and everywhere, and sort of our clients who were sort of going to back us from overseas said, why don't you try Gold Coast, like obviously Aquas Park. It's getting bigger and they're looking to expand, so we sort of, had a chat with the club and they were really, really good to me, good to Taylor as well. They backed us and said, if you come back here, we'll let you have a crack, and we have. And they've, you ring them up, they're really good to deal with, or if you've got a suggestion, they're happy to listen to. And of course, they've got a lot of money coming in now, and they can, change a few things that do need to be changed. It's like anywhere in the world, there's things that always be changed, and if you don't change, you don't adapt to the new time. So I think the guys here at the club are doing a great job, and they're trying all new things, and I definitely think it's a club on the way up.
So what are the plans for the track and the club? I know they talk about night racing in a couple of years. Is that the biggest change, you think? Or
yeah, definitely. It's of course, you want to all those things. There's probably a few other things you've got to get sorted first. The tracks, and the track does a tremendous job. They race here every week, and that track just keeps copping it. It really is a good track, and got to fix up a few other things like training tracks. And, it is a bit aged around here, so there's a lot of things to do, and they're doing a good job to accommodate everyone. Then you got the night racing, which I think is going to be incredible. It'll attract so many people. This, the Gold Coast is like, it's pretty easy to sell itself. So I think here on a Friday night, a Thursday night, Saturday night, whenever they decide they're going to do these racing, I think it'll attract a massive crowd, and it'll be like a mini Hong Kong Happy Valley, in my opinion. It's got the buildings around it. It's good weather. It's good lifestyle, and I think a lot of people will just come to the races. So I think it'll be huge for this club, and they're looking to build more, and there's places going up here, there, and everywhere. So it's definitely going to be a place that you want to be at in a few years' time.
Definitely, mate. And Magic Million's not far away. You won't have a horse ready for that, I'm assuming, or?
No, unless someone gives me one over the next couple of weeks. But no, we had a couple of 2-year-olds that obviously nominated for it, and one of them who definitely has shown us ability. I just thought he probably needs a bit more time, so I didn't want to push him. So hopefully we can get him to the 3-year-old the year after, and no, but it will definitely be there. We'll be trying to buy some horses at the sales, and it's such an awesome time of the year up here. It's going to be busy, and there'll be a few beers sunk over that week with a few new owners and new people coming from here, there, and everywhere. And I think it's going to be a busy week as people just haven't been able to travel. So I'm assuming there's going to be a heap of people coming up.
Yep, definitely. All right, mate. Awesome. Well, thanks for the chat, and best of luck with your runners coming up. Is Lord Michael going to be your first runner, do you think? Or
we think so, yes. Yeah, and then we'll have 2 or 3 pretty much straight away after that. So we're going to keep ourselves busy over the Christmas and New Year time, but I appreciate your time, mate, and I'm happy to chat anytime.
Sounds good, mate. Hopefully you get that winner on the board nice and early.
Thanks very much, buddy.
At Winning Edge Investments, our team of highly skilled expert analysts and full-time professional punters review the data, crunch the figures, assess the best betting opportunities, and deliver them to your phone via our app and your email inbox in real time so you profit. Go to www.winningedgeinvestments.com, look at our membership options, make your choice, and enter the promo code PODCAST to receive a special 25% discount on your first membership just for listening. That's PODCAST in capital letters for a 25% ongoing discount on your first membership. Treat your betting like a business and invest intelligently with Winning Edge Investments.